my name is Nick Velazquez. I'm the head coach, defensive coordinator, and defensive backs coach at Orland High School. I've been coaching here this will be my 10th year. I did 6 years as a D coordinator, and now I'm going to my 4th year as a head coach.
Hey guys, welcome. I appreciate the opportunity. My name is Coach Ostrowski. I'm at Midway High School, which is about 40 miles southwest of Knoxville, Tennessee. And I've been there. This will be my 3rd year there as offensive coordinator. I also coached the wide receivers there, and this will be my total of 7th year coaching. Coached 1 year of middle school football, and then have worked my way up through various high schools in the Knoxville, Chattanooga area. So yeah, looking forward to this opportunity to talk ball with y'all. Typically speaking, when first play of the game, we would like to show some type of motion, and as an offensive guy and as a receiver, I've really enjoyed dabbling a little bit in the RPO game, but we're a zone team, so we're going to either run inside zone or wide zone. I always feel like that's a safe play to start off the game, kind of get the nerves, relax, especially for the offensive lineman. Easy for the quarterback because when in doubt, he can just hand the ball off and we'll live with maybe no gain, or we may gain 3 yards. That's always our goal. But the first play we typically do, we're going to send that the Z in motion, motion him weak to the twins, and usually just throw a bubble screen out there. And what we're looking for is any type of roll down. We're trying to equate numbers. So if you got that Sam splitting difference between the left tackle and our slot wide receiver, we classified that as 2 defenders on 2 or 2 defenders on 3 when we add the motion. So we're really not worried about that free safety coming down hard at pre-snap look. If he does come down hard to even up the numbers, we're just going to hand the ball off on the wide zone. And so that's what we kind of pair this with, inside zone or wide zone. We're adding it with our wide zone out of a pistol look to the strength to the tight end. And what we're doing is we're telling our running backs we've got 5 steps. We're pressing the inside foot of the tight end, and hopefully, within 5 steps, he can get north and south. We really don't want to stretch it out towards the sideline, especially with that 7 technique right there with that tight end. We're teaching that tight end, our wide zone steps of, backside foot through crotch, backside hand to play side nipple, trying to reach that 7. If we can't reach that guy, then we're just going to run him and let our running back do the work. And so same thing with our right tackle right there. He's going to take, a good 3 steps towards that gap horizontally, and he's going to see, if that 7 is cutting across the face of the tight end. If he is, can he overtake? If not, I'm going to work my 3 steps. I'm going to work up to the play side shoulder of that will. Same thing with the guard. He's covered up. He has somebody in that B gap. So we're going to work our zone steps. Again, getting backside foot to crotch, backside hand to play side nipple, trying to get our head across, trying to reach and cut that defense in half. Then our center, there's a couple things we can do with him. We can fold him with the backside guard, but right here we just have him simply, because we don't know what kind of player that nose is. We're just going to do our zone steps. He's 3 steps horizontally, checking that gap and working up to the Mike backer, play side shoulder to the Mike backer, and our left guard again, backside foot and crotch, trying to reach that nose tackle. And then we're actually going to leave the defensive end alone because, this is a simple C-gap read for us. It's a C-gap RPO. So we're not going to even fool with the defensive end. If anything, our quarterback will boot out to occupy that defensive end. And we'll see how that defensive end is playing it. So we may come back later with a boot. If he really squeezes too hard, we feel like we can out leverage him. We'll come back with a boot later on in the game. So our left tackle, he's just going through his zone steps. He's working up, seeing any trash. Is that Sam getting in the mix for the run? Any safety rolling down for the run, he's gonna pick that up. So that's kind of how we would start off the game. Is we're gonna run a little bit of wide zone with a backside bubble off of motion, combining the pre-snap motion to see what kind of coverage are we man, are we rolling, how are they going to adapt throughout the game to our motion set, and as well maybe get a quick throw or just hit the wide zone and just live to play another play.
As coach is talking, when we see a lot of motion here and we only get one receiver to away from the motion side, so in this case that Y is by himself, what I like to do is I like to blitz the corner off the edge, and really, whether it's run or pass, at least I'm getting another defender in there. And throughout the years of doing it, it's been pretty successful for us. Even if some people think it might be a little crazy, I like to do it a lot. So what I'll do is I'll lock that backside safety on the Y, and since I'm bringing the corner off the edge, I'm going to spike that anchor, our left end, into that C gap, and now that will have B gap responsibility. The Mike backer, he's reading the center to the guard he steps to, so he's obviously going to see that A gap is where he's going to have to go against that zone. So he's got to plug that A gap. And then we have our nose. He's got to fight pressure. Obviously, he's getting a double. So we like to try to double hit, meaning split the double team. And then we got our end to the play side. If he's getting a scoop block inside, basically we treat that as a down block. So he's going to step down. So if we're facing an RPO type of team, we don't want him chasing like we typically do. We're going to want him to play it like a zone read type of deal where, like Coach was saying, if we crash, they're going to have something off of that. So we really want to try to, force that quarterback to either hand it off or throw. We don't want that quarterback killing us all night. So that's what we want to do. The Sam backer to the slot side, what he has is a down replace read. So typically he would come down. If it's a run, he's going to fit off of that end who's stepping down as well. In this case, we want him to play slow to go, so to speak, because if they're trying to out leverage us outside, we're going to be outnumbered there. So basically what we're doing is we're trying to fit the corner in the run game, so we're matching numbers while we can still match numbers outside. That's typically what we would do here. And then we're just playing two read to the slot side. And like I said, we're playing man to the backside. Here, we're obviously down by 13, almost getting towards halftime. So I got to try to be a little bit aggressive here. Second and long, I'm thinking, might be a screen. It could be, it could be a pass, obviously, in that situation. So I'm going to try to get pressure here, and I'll bring it from the field this time with the Y motion over. So basically, to the boundary, we would just play our base quarters, and then to the field, I'll just match our safety on the slot and our corner on the Z, and I'm going to bring pressure off the edge there. Sam coming off the C gap, our anchor, our end will be in the B, and then I'm going to have our Mike go to the field side A, and our nose will spike to the weak side A, and the opposite side, the boundary side, will basically just play it straight up. So if they're going to try to run into the boundary, I like the numbers there. If they're going to try to go to the field, at least we got some pressure coming from the field side. And again, but the situation here, I'd have to think at some point I got to take a shot here.
We were actually really successful with this last year. And luckily we got an all-state quarterback coming back, an all-state ex-wide receiver, and that really excelled at this last year. And plus playing in 1A classification, you'll get a lot of well-coached teams. So this, he got me. He said he's bringing a field blitz, and he probably, if we don't get the ball off, we're probably taking a sack right here. So he probably wins this play. But if we were able to get the ball off, we're just running a little jailbreak screen to our boundary wide receiver. We're going to sell. I'll start with the field side. We tell our receivers they're going to sell the stalk because we're going to free release the running back to the field. We may have set up a little stalk screen early in the game, throwing it out there, maybe just once or twice, let them see it on film, let them see it in the first quarter. And so they're going to stalk, and then they're going to go touchdown block. We're telling our slot receiver, hey, you're responsible for first person in the box. Like, that's your guy. If you can't get to him, work up our Z receiver to the field. Number one, we're gonna sell the stalk, and then you're going to go to touchdown blocks. You're going to clean up. You're going to try to get over there. Just if we break it, you're there. Like I said, our running back in the pistol, we're free releasing him right now. He's going opposite the screen. That's what he's taught to do. He's going to go opposite. Our Y back that we motion, our little sniffer back, he's going to press and then go, and play chicken with that X receiver. So X receiver, I'll start with his steps. It's really up to him. We teach our receivers everything reduces by 2 steps against the blitz. So typically speaking, we're telling him to do a quick 5 steps or a long 3. So it's really what he prefers. If he wants to do long 3 step and then come under his route, or quick 5, chop, 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 and then come back. If we feel like we're getting a blitz, he knows to reduce that by 2. So he may do a quick 3 steps and then come back. And hopefully he's running right at the back shoulder of that Y back, that sniffer, because we want to get a good rub so that corner can't really disrupt what we're doing. And that X receiver, we're really trying to get that corner to turn his back to what's going inside. So we're going to outside release it, try to get his back turned so he doesn't see that sniffer coming out. And then our O-line rules are pretty simple. Everyone's going to pass block. And people have taught this different ways. What I found that worked best for us last year, after sitting down with my college coach up at East Tennessee State University. He was my head coach at Maryville College. So I was up there watching spring practice with them one day and watching how they taught their screen under Randy Sanders and everything. And it was a simple to time everything up, because everyone's done either 1,000, 2 1,000 to go, and everyone counts differently. So we describe it our play side. So we would actually call this ox left. Any type of screen name is usually an animal. So X receiver is ox. So we're going to say ox left. So my left side of the O-line, and because some people will drop their tackles and release guard, center, guard. At our level, we can get away with releasing the tackle. So our play side tackle, play side guard, and center, they have what we call is they set, they punch, they throw, and then they go. And they all have landmarks. If we didn't have the sniffer back right there, that tackle is actually going to go get the first person outside the box, which would be the corner. But we have the sniffer back to get the corner. So the tackle's new rule becomes alley. He's going to be an alley player. So probably that free safety, he's going to run the alley. Our guard, he actually becomes more of a trash player. So now he's just searching anything at the second level coming back across. Hopefully we're getting those backers to flow with that stalk screen with a free release back. So he's probably aiming, watching that middle. His eyes are watching that wheel linebacker. And then our center's going to do the same thing. He's trash too. So we got 2 trash players. And what we hope with our right guard and right tackle, they're just pass setting. We're hoping we get this throw off quick. If we have to hold it longer than 3 seconds, especially a blitz from the field, we may take a sack, but we may be in trouble. We may be on our 5-yard line. So we're hoping we get it off. Typically, this works for us, but I'm gonna give it up to Coach. I'm gonna say he gets us on this one. This is, a region game, big important game. We need to make a play right here. So we're actually going to rely on our quarterback. We're going to go a nice quarterback pin and pull to the boundary. And pull is maybe a little bit different than some people. People say pin and pull is just buck sweep or whatever. Mine's a true pin and pull. I really like pulling the center. Okay, a lot of people don't pull the center, so it's a different look. A lot of defenses are reading guards, so we like to pull our center. So our rules are very simple on a pin and pull. Is center always pulls. So what we're going to do is with going to the boundary. I'll start with our line. Our left tackle, he's going to follow his wide zone rules. So he's trying to reach to that defensive end. If we can get to the edge, great. If not, then that's okay. So he's going to try to get his backside foot through crotch, backside arm, backside hand to play side nipple of that defensive end, head across, trying to steal. If he can't, he's going to run them. And so then we get to our left guard with that shade right there on the center. That guard's one objective is to pin the nose. Okay, don't let him cross his face. Our center is actually going to skip pull. He's going to skip pull, and he's going through that hole for that will linebacker. Again, trying to get following our wide zone rules. He's trying to get to the play side nipple of that will linebacker. And then our backside guard, he's going to go ahead and pin the 3 backside, and we're going to loop our tackle underneath. Okay, make it easy. I would really hate, typically we won't do that, but we're going to give that 3 technique. Say he's an all-region player. We don't want him to get in the backside hip of that guard and get us from behind. So we're going to go ahead and pin him and just skip pull our tackle through. And then our backside tight end, he still is zone stepping as well. He's going to take his 3 horizontal steps to play side and work up to that backer, to that Mike backer if he can get there. So hopefully we cut that backside pursuit off. And then so we'll go with our receivers now. So we got our X receiver in the boundary. We got a really, he said earlier he's a press quarters guy, so we're expecting that corner to be pressed. So I'm going to tell my receiver, hey, you got press man. He's looking at you. He's looking at your inside knee. We're outside release, block him late. We're just trying to get 3 yards. Run that go as hard as you can. Outside release, get his eyes on you, and then block him late. And then to the field, I may call this, whatever, and I may just give a bubble screen tag. In that situation and game planning, hey, we're giving this tag just to pull that guy out. Don't throw it. But say you have a freshman quarterback in there or whoever, a young inexperienced quarterback, we're going to tag that bubble to pull that Sam out. The quarterbacks already see they got 3 guys over 2. I'm not throwing the bubble. We don't have numbers advantage out there. It's just eye candy. And then so we're keeping the ball in our all-state quarterback's hands right here. Lower your shoulder, get 3 yards. Our tailback is actually lead blocking. He's going to take his own steps as if he got the ball, and he just turns into he reads it as that lead blocker as if he has it. So he's going to press the heels, the inside foot of the imaginary tight end, and he's going to find a hole. Quarterback, get behind him and go. And, lower your shoulder for 3 yards. Right there, I think we got numbers. A lot of teams may not equip for the quarterback to run in that situation. So hopefully we got numbers. Maybe we pop it off for you know, 15 yards and get down to the 5, get down further in the red zone, or, you know, hey, we'll live with a 3-yard gain. I would expect us to gain 3 yards with that situation.
So I'm thinking play action here. They're down 10. You know, it's 3rd and 3. I'm thinking, you know, that offensive coordinator wants some points. Maybe they don't want to settle for 3, depending on how our offense is moving the football, you know, getting close to the 4th quarter. I'm going to run 3 buzz, kind of a safe coverage in the back, get a little pressure up front with that tan stunt, get our defensive ends to get kind of a wide rush going. Now with Coach's play here to the boundary, I mean, we'd have to have an all-world DN to stop that play. So I would think that we would lose this one. But yeah, that's where I was going with that. You know, yeah, I think he just probably got me on this one. I'm an aggressive D coordinator, and I'm thinking there's no way in hell they're going to run the ball. So 2 seconds left. They can't kick a field goal. So what I'm going to do, especially when we see that back motion out, and now they have an empty look, what that'll end up doing is we're going to play banjo coverage with a boundary corner in the safety. So basically, you know, it's like a 2-read deal. Corner takes the outside route. The safety will take the inside route. And then on the field side of the bunch look, we're just going to play corner and safety are going to play thirds. Obviously, we're on the 8-yard. They're on the 8-yard line, so there's not a whole lot of room to cover. And then I'm going to put my nickel in the game and take out our Sam backer because obviously I'm thinking they're going to throw. So get a little bit of a faster guy, whether it's a 3rd DB or a 3rd safety. So that's what I'm going to do coverage-wise. And then in terms of the rush to the boundary side, I'm going to run a little ET stunt between the end and the nose. And then I'm going to get a double A gap cross dog with our Mike and Will. And this has been very successful for us over the years, running a lot of that, run a lot of that cross dog, whether it's a 3 deep, 2 under, or just something basic out of our base alignment, and we end up playing man. So basically, I'm going to say they got to throw the ball. I'm going to try to get that quarterback to make a bad throw, and you know, hopefully the pressure will get there in time to where, you know, we can get out of there with a win. So
Inside stem post and wheel to the boundary. We like to do this every now and then, especially to the goal line. Typically, what we're going to do, we like to run stick. We like to run a snag with our single receiver and free release our B back to the boundary, and we'll have your traditional stick, typically to the field when we go with a 3-by-1 look. But you're 8 yards out, so a little too deep for that snag. So what we're actually going to do, we're actually going to run our post out of trips look, and so what we're going to tell our receiver, our boundary receiver, who's usually our guy. He's our go-to guy. This is usually when teams play a single high look, we like throwing to that quick post. It's a bang post, it's a bang 8, really picking on that the flat defender. You know, typically you'll throw out the Will, he'll travel out with the back, and we backdoor him with that post. We're expecting a too high look right here, especially a levels defense or quarters defense. So we're actually going to tell our back we're going to tag Bishop, and we're going to say, hey, run to the flat, and then you're going to wheel up. So hopefully that beats your trap, read 2. That corner hopefully jumps the flat route, and we can. I'm telling my quarterback right here, put it on the back pylon. If you got to throw off your back foot, we're expecting a blitz, probably something in your face because it's 5-man protection. Throw it to the back pylon, and let your guy go get it. But if he doesn't like that, we have something to the field. What we're trying to look for is we'll release that sniffer back right down. We tell him goalpost. Like you're goalposting up, you're splitting the safeties. position with that mic. We're going to dip and rip. Quarterback, that's our answer with what we call our PT play, our post-shotted trips. Is we've built in that cover, that too high safety look. Like, hey, we're goal posting it, and that wide has to know I got to bend it away from that field safety. Bend, even though it's goalpost, I got to get open. So we're hoping that we hold that free safety with that post, and we can hit our big tight end for the target over the top. If not, this is a 50-50 ball game. So we're hoping that comes down to it. Everything else, we'll throw a slant underneath. If we clear out with that with that Mike backer with the tight end, we may be able to hit that slant, and maybe he can squirt and get in. It'd be hard press. So your two options right there: go back pylon if you trust your running back, or we're trying to give a jump ball to our big tight end down the middle. So that was tough. That was tough.
Yeah.
Guys, like I said, I appreciate it. Allowing me to come on here, I really enjoyed it. Spitballing. By my count, I say this is a draw. I think with scenario 2, I give it to the defense. Like you said, you gave it to me on number 3. I appreciate it. But yeah, if y'all want to follow me on social media, I have Twitter. I'm a big social media guy on Twitter. I dabble a little bit in the chats, but mainly I'm on there, and I like spitballing ideas, especially when Hog Football Chat comes on and everything. Texas football chat on Thursday nights during the season. I like to watch, and I may give some answers here and there. But if y'all want to follow me at capital C Coach O _MHS, I'm always up for following people back, doing stuff like this. If you have ever any questions, I post some clips. If we have some good clips throughout the week, I post them on there. Really big in the off season. And look forward to doing this again sometime. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, I want to thank you guys for having me on. This was a lot of fun. I know we were going back and forth here for a few weeks and trying to find time for me to do this with all the busy summer schedule we had. But yeah, this was a blast, man. I'd love to do it again. It's pretty cool to get a different perspective from different coaches, and especially the way this is formatted. You don't know what he's going to do, and so it's just kind of a off the cuff thing. It's pretty cool. So I am on Twitter. My handle is capital C. It's Coach, and then a capital D. So Coach V _OHS, and that's all capitalized. Love doing the football Twitter chats as well. The no fly zone chats, one of my favorite ones, especially being a defensive guy, DB guy. I like that one. But yeah, I just want to thank you guys for having me, and hopefully I can do it again sometime. Thank you.